Hi, and welcome to Ethical Issues in Healthcare. My name is Ms. Sparks, and I'm going to be your instructor for this course. I'm really happy to have you join us. I think this is going to be a great course. It has been recently reorganized, so if you see something that doesn't look quite right, let me know. It's possible that I missed fixing something or changing a link. I really always do want to hear from you, whether things are going well or things are not going well. So please feel free to email me. My email is ksparks@dtcc.edu, and I typically respond to email within one business day. So if you email me between Monday and Friday, I typically get back to you the next day unless it's a holiday. What we're going to do now is we're going to look through the course just to give you an introduction. Since this course is completely online, I want to make sure that you have as much information as possible. And again, anytime you have questions, please ask me. So here is the homepage of our course. Your section might say a different number just because I have 3 sections of the same course, but everything else should be the same. So here on the front page, you will notice that there are announcements. Right now there's not an announcement, but there will be as we start the class. Every time I post an announcement, I will also email you a copy of that announcement. So make sure to check your email regularly because you will get a lot of information from me. I typically email the class once a week and provide updates and information. And so look for that email at least once a week from me. On the right-hand side is instructor information, and if you click here, you can go to the instructor information page and find out a little more about me. And then you will see that as you scroll down, there is a calendar here that gives you information on the assignments. Now, this is a helpful tool, but you don't want to simply rely on this because sometimes D2L doesn't show us everything that we want to see. So while this is a good tool, the best way to know when things are due is to look at the course schedule. And that is true not only of my course, but of all your courses. The course schedule is kind of the final say of what is due in the course. So right now I'm going to show you where to find the course schedule and some of the other things that you would need to find to be successful in the course. So you want to go up here to content, and then you're going to see that there is a getting started module. All of these here are considered modules. So there is a course guide, which I suggest you read. And this has a lot of information, and we're going to talk about this information again and again. So it's in multiple different places. And then there is a link to the course schedule here, but also I'm going to show you that you can get to the course schedule here just from the getting started. So definitely read the course guide, read the course expectations, but here we'll look at the course schedule. This is going to tell you absolutely when things are due. For our course, the assignments are going to be always due on Sundays, except for maybe the very end of the course. But typically, unless it says otherwise, the stuff is due on Sundays. And actually, yes, everything is due on Sundays. There's no exceptions in our course. So you'll see the first week, there are 2 things due. There is an APA quiz and there is an introductory discussion board. The APA quiz is because in our course, we are going to use APA formatting. You do need to be familiar with that. And what I've done here is this actually redirects to a page that not only has the quiz, but also has lots of information on APA. So if you don't know APA, or if you need a little refresher, or just to make sure that you can do well on the quiz, I want you to read this information. And there's a video on APA format, there's a reference guide, and there's a handout that you can look at. The video is something that I made, and the APA handbook is something I made, and the APA reference guide is something that Delaware Tech has made. So review all that information, and then when you're ready, you can take the APA quiz and see how you're doing on APA. And whenever you're, here and you've kind of navigated away, you can always just hit the back button to go back to where we previously were. So we're back at our course schedule, and you can see here that there is an introduction discussion board. We can click on that. It's going to take you right to the discussion board, and I just want you to tell me something about yourself. You can start a new thread and do that. And feel free to include a picture of something, either yourself or something that represents you. I love seeing your faces and kind of putting a face to a name and a person. And again, we can just go back. And so you'll see that after our first week, we typically do 1 chapter a week. And then we have assignments for that chapter. So the first week we're going to read chapter 1 and then do the quiz and the discussion board, chapter 2 and so on. And then there are breaks to give us time to do exams. Everything in this course is online, so you're going to be doing it from, your own computer at home or your own device at home. If you do not have a computer, we do have a laptop lending program that's available at Del Tech. So please let me know if you do not have a computer and you want to borrow a laptop, and I can help get you that information of how to borrow a laptop. You will see that we have quizzes in our class for each chapter. We have either a discussion board or a journal assignment typically for each chapter. We have 3 exams, and then we do have a final project. So you want to make sure that you do all of your assignments, because what you'll see is that they all are worth a pretty good amount in the grades. So we can see that if we go look at the syllabus, which actually is linked right here. So if we click on the syllabus, it should open for you, but for me, it makes me do one more step. You'll see the grade, how the makeup of the grades. So the exams are worth 50%. And like I said, we have 3 exams. Then we have a research paper or project, and that is worth 20%. And then the discussions, the journals, and the quizzes are worth 30%. In previous classes, I have had students make the mistake of doing all of the assignments, but then at the end of the class not turning in their research paper or their project because they feel like, well, I did all the other work. The problem is that the final project is worth 20% of your final grade. So if you don't do that, the highest grade you could possibly get in the class is an 80 if you got 100 on everything else. Most people typically don't get 100 on everything. So then you're looking at either a 79 or below. A 79 is a C at Delaware Tech. And then, if you're below a 70, that's an F. We do not have Ds at Delaware Tech. So it's, if you'll look, it actually shows it right here. So 90 to 100 is an A, 80 to 89 is a B, 70 to 79 is a C, and below 70 is an F. So you really want to make sure you turn in all of your assignments, including that final project, so you don't risk either getting a C or an F. Okay, we are going to close that and go back. And speaking of, I've said chapters. So we do have a textbook in our course, and it is required. The textbook is something that you have to purchase. You must have it starting at the beginning of the semester. So if you want to buy it at the bookstore, it's only sold through the Owens or Georgetown bookstore. You can also buy it just online on Amazon. Here is, a picture of the book and information about it. So it is, Ethical or Ethics of Healthcare, a guide for clinical practice. It was published in 2018. And the publisher is C Engaged Learning. The authors are Edge and Groves. So make sure that you get that book as soon as possible. You do need the book for the course. I know in some classes you may not, but in our class you do. Sorry, I don't know. I clicked a wrong thing. That's why I should just click backwards. Okay, and then, so we've talked about the schedule, which is right here. We've talked about the syllabus. Course expectations is a pretty long document, so I suggest that you review it, but it talks about communication, about our textbook, about late work. I understand that things can happen beyond your control. I won't penalize you for assignments turned in late, but discussion boards, quizzes, and exams have a closing date indicated on the assignment, and after that date, the assignment will no longer be accessible. So you want to make sure that you keep up with the course schedule. That is the best thing you can do. And if you're experiencing an issue that you think is going to affect your ability to turn your work in, then please make sure, let me know as soon as possible so that I can work with you. I do give feedback on all of your assignments, so you want to make sure that you look at that feedback and then you can improve for the next time. And if you have a question about how to access your feedback as you're looking at your assignment, please let me know. Gives more information again about your grades, about discussion boards. The discussion boards do require APA citations, and when you reply to a fellow classmate, you can't just say I like what you said or I agree with you. You need to kind of say something else. The quizzes and exams in our course require you to use information you've learned from the textbook and the other resources. You are allowed to use your textbook and your notes for the quizzes and exams, but you cannot share the information from the quizzes and exams with anyone else. There's a quiz for each chapter we cover in the course, and then there are 3 exams in the course. We do have a final project, and I will probably make a separate video that gives you more information about the final project, but you have to make sure that you do it because it is 20% of your grade. All written assignments, again, need to be in APA format. And again, here are those references if you need to review how to use APA format. Okay, I just want to show you one more thing, and then I think we're probably good. If we go back here, okay, I'm going to go to the table of contents since it didn't want to take me back where I wanted to go. Here are our chapters. So you'll see that we actually only cover 9 chapters. We skip chapter 8. And what I want you to see is that when you click on each chapter, so remember the textbook you have to pay for that. The textbook is not here in D2L, but there is a lot of other information in D2L. Each chapter starts with a chapter overview. It provides some kind of vocab for you to know and some important information, and then it gives you the to-do list for that chapter. So each chapter has a PowerPoint and a mini lecture. The PowerPoint is what I created, and then a mini lecture is a video of me explaining the PowerPoint. Then you're going to read the chapter in the textbook and any additional resources, and you'll see them listed below. Then you're going to do the assignments, which for chapter 1 is the discussion board and the quiz. And so I'll show you that if you just follow along and you click through each thing, then you're going to get all of the information that you need. So this is the mini lecture, which is a video of me going over chapter 1 PowerPoint. Here's the PowerPoint itself. Then here are some extra resources that are required for you to review. One is a code of ethics, which you'll learn about more as you read chapter 1, and the other one is about your professional etiquette. Then there is a rubric for the discussion board, then your chapter 1 discussion board, which is right here, and then your chapter 1 quiz. So if you follow along, do all your assignments, I know you're going to be successful. If you have questions, please ask me. And then if you want to kind of preview the final project, here is the module in the final project, and you'll see I've broken it down into steps for you. So first, you're going to do the project planner, and that's due on October 15th. And here it takes you through. You have choices, so you have 2 options for what you want to do for this project. This explains the options and then gives you the planner. So, for example, here is the planner, and you do need to make a copy so that you can fill it in. So it's going to prompt you to do this, and you can just click on make a copy. And then this is your, your document is going to be saved in your Google Drive, and you can fill it in. And again, I'm going to make a video that's just for the final project. So if you have any questions, don't worry about that. But it can't hurt to take a look at the options right now and kind of get an idea of what you might be doing. Then at the very end here are some Delaware Tech resources. We do have a lot in terms of student support. I'm just going to click on this page to show you. So we've got a math center, writing center, library, academic advising, financially, the registrar, student life, career services, disability services, mental health services, financial services, and the food pantry. And then here is a link to student support that has kind of all of the links you could possibly need. So I want you to know that these resources are available. If you have any questions about any of it, just let me know and I can help you navigate these resources because I have worked in student support for a long time. The other thing are, I believe it's technology resources down here. So, you know, if you're having trouble specifically with technology, you can get some information and some help. And here actually is the laptop lending information. So you can click right on here and find out about the laptop lending program if that is something that you are interested in. So please, please, please contact me if you have questions. I am here to help. I want you to learn. I want this to be a useful course for you. And I look forward to hearing from you.